Hi, I'm Mary O'Malley, and you have maybe seen two previous videos. One where Julie Ireland, another GTD coach, and I unpacked the natural planning model, what it is, why it is, and how we use it. And then Julie and I recorded a separate video where I coached Julie using the natural planning model on a project that she had. Then we turned the tables, and the video you're about to see is the reverse. Julie is using the natural planning model while coaching me on a project that I have. I hope you enjoy.
So I'm going to coach Mary through the natural planning model. And what's the project?
My kids have been asking for several years now for a puppy.
Mm.
And so the project is a look into project, investigate. Do we want to get them and me? Because really, do I want a puppy?
Well, this is a great point that you're making, which is the natural planning model can be used to make a decision about something. It's not necessarily to do it. Sometimes it's the R&D. So why does this matter? We're going to do step one. Step one has two parts. Remember, there's the purpose and the principle. So why even take this into consideration?
We used to have a dog. I've had a dog before, and his name was Jeff Buckley, and he was wonderful. I loved having a dog. And we haven't had a dog for a couple years. And my kids are old enough now that they could be a part of helping take care of that animal and all the joy and responsibility and learning that comes with that. And the purpose and principle with this is I wouldn't mind having a dog around, in theory. And we've done it before. So are we ready to do it again, kind of thing?
So if we unpack that step one, right, that's the why, that's the purpose. So what are the principles? Principles meaning, I kind of call them handrails. What do I need to be mindful of? Is there anything that might be like a deal maker or deal breaker situation? Like I'll only do this if what is true?
Yeah. So one is cost, two is breed and how we'd get what kind of dog do we want? Where would we get this dog? Rescue?
Yeah, so don't get ahead of yourself, right? It sounds like you're slipping into brainstorm, which is fine, but we want to just keep you to it's okay. I'll only do this if it doesn't, if the cost kind of it factors into our budget. That's what I heard you.
Yeah, I'll only do this if it factors into our budget, and the process of getting the dog is with relative ease, and it's a breed we know and are comfortable living with.
Can I give you something for consideration?
Yes, please.
So because I've borne witness to this project many times, is there anything in there like your kids do have to participate in the care and feeding of this thing? I've seen this happen, like where the kids are like, yeah, sure, we'll help. And then all of a sudden the dog comes into the family and the kids are like, they're not. Yeah. So is there anything like you're going to have an agreement with your kids about their participation in the care of the dog? I don't want to project anything. I'm just asking.
This is a good one. And it gets into some domestic stuff. Here's my thinking on this, very honestly, is if we get the dog and then my kids go rogue, let's say, what am I going to do? I'm not going to give the dog up. I'm going to love the dog. Yeah, okay. So
you're okay with that then?
This is where I feel like I have to be okay. I have to be with me, do I want that to happen? No.
Yeah, but you're okay with it.
I have to be if I'm considering this. Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of great because that's a good segue into step two. So what does success look like? So this is where you get to use your creative imagination. You're not committing to anything other than really thinking this through in terms of how well it could go. So that if the whole thing goes like seamlessly and joyfully and wonderfully for all parties involved, what's happening? What's true?
All parties involved is all of us in the family have responsibilities in taking care of this dog. My son is 8. So like he can learn how to walk the dog with us. He can learn how to train the dog or get food or change water. And that dog is healthy and happy.
And in the process of, welcoming this dog is also super seamless and easy and graceful. And you find the breed that you love in a price or cost that is like, feels like really, really joyful and doable. And the process itself is really easy. And you just find the perfect dog. The dog finds you and you find the dog.
Yes.
And the responsibilities are just wonderfully distributed. And everyone is like so happy that you made the decision.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone's engaged appropriately. Right.
Awesome. Yeah. So step 3 is how. That is really where we had to do the brainstorm. So kind of what occurs to you about this without just whatever occurs to you.
What I don't know exactly is where we'd get the dog. What would that look like? Do we want to rescue? Do we want a puppy? There's a lot of what don't I know. Looking at how it would impact our current travel schedule when we go to visit relatives.
Yeah.
The dog stay? Could it come? How is this going to impact work schedules, being home for it? If we get a puppy versus an older dog too at the beginning.
Yeah.
Sleep training, potty training.
Yeah.
So a lot to unpack.
Well, I'll encourage you to go back because we're recording this, to go back and just, whenever we're doing the natural planning model, we have to externalize our thinking. Because then we come back to it and we can either reaffirm this stuff, or sometimes it'll trigger new things, or it will help us refine our thinking. So that's going to be my encouragement. Step 4 is organize. So oftentimes step 4, the scale of the project will expand and contract at step 4 into like staying at one project or sub project. I like to tell the story. I was helping a friend plan their wedding, and they had 26 projects for the wedding by the time they hit step 4, because all these like little kind of multi-step outcomes were part of the whole thing called the wedding. So I'm guessing at this point with this particular project, it's just more just like reaffirming that you're going to do it and that the outcomes on your project list.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's still kind of an R&D project.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Great.
So
that's great. That's great. So now you know that, like, you haven't, it's still like we're making the decision.
Yeah. I'm not like
the outcome is to make the decision.
Yeah.
You feel good about that?
With that, I need to get all of this thinking in front of my husband, see what his.
So are you going into step 5, which is next actions?
I didn't think about it. I was thinking about it as what needs to happen to make the whole thing happen.
Mm-hmm. So maybe that's really the next step then, is to talk to your husband.
And kind of get this, like, do a co-brainstorm with him.
Yeah.
What does he see? What is he considered that I haven't, which very often is things he saw and appreciated that went right by me.
Yeah. What is the joint decision? So
my question is like, talk to him and go, what do you see about this? Are we on the same page?
Awesome. And you could even share this recording with them. You could watch it together.
1,000%.
As a next action.
And it's a little bit combining 4 and 5, but I do feel like it works in terms of a look into project, because I wouldn't want to take a next action on my own yet.
Got it. Yeah. That's great. That's great. So this is you really refining your thinking about it. This is the whole point of this process is it's a framework for our thinking when we're going to undertake something, or make a decision about something. So you're just modeling it beautifully.
Thanks, Julie.
Anything else?
No, that's it. It's just.
Well, I'll tell you, if you decide to do it, that's one lucky dog.
We'll see. I might turn around and tell you we put our heads together.
But you'll feel good about the decision.
Yes.
It's like very well thought through.
Yes. That's it. So thank you for this.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we both picked personal projects here because I think that is we can't talk about clients, or, talking about business gets a little dicey or muddy. And then B, often this process absolutely translates into work.
But it really can be utilized for anything.
Yeah. So we wanted to give 2 personal examples to just show the different steps in the process and how it shows up.
Yeah. Well, as always, thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment, leave a question.
Yes, please subscribe if you haven't. And we do read all the comments and questions. So please respond to this, and one of us will respond shortly after.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Bye for now. Bye.
For more GTD resources, visit davidco.com and David Allen's YouTube channel. To explore coaching, email info@gtdfocus.com or visit gtdfocus.com and click Talk to a Coach.